Happy Friday morning. Happy day 10, everybody. We made it. We made it. 10 days. 10 days you have gotten up with me or, watched the replay. 10 days you've done this work with me. And I'm just so proud of you. I'm so proud of myself. I'm going to continue going, but I'm just not going to go live every morning. I think what we're going to do instead, let me know what your thoughts are on this, of doing an evening routine. Who is that? Good morning. Good morning. I think that's Rachel. To do an evening routine. Let me know what you guys do in the evening. And I am lighting some incense really quickly to get the energy going. Also, just to clear energy, if you had any crazy dreams, if you had a crazy day yesterday, like, how are things going? Are you noticing that you're more present? Are you what is one thing you've noticed that you have been able to handle when before it's made you like crazy? Or, what are things you're noticing because you're paying attention? All right. So light some incense, a candle, whatever it is. And this is just saying we're here in this space. And again, this is stuff you can do. Do these every morning by yourself, right? Of getting present. I'm going to go ahead and invite everybody that I have over here. Just to let everybody know this is the last day. I want to make sure that I get everybody in here. And I know that Nikita is not. Okay, here, let's get her and her. Okay. Oh, let's get them. Okay. Oh, okay. I think I got everybody. Or at least, possibly. Okay. All right. So we're good now. I think I got everybody. Hi, Jennifer. Okay. So last week, I'm going to go over this again real quick about what we've done over the last 2 weeks. So last week we did it was a week of learning how to manage our energy and to pay attention to how we show up in our day. So day 1 was I am committed to peace. So being mindful of your habits. And this is something you do all the time, right? These are things that working with someone who is myself, I say that I'm an expert in this because this is the way I live my life now. I'm not this is literally how I live my life, and people that are around me all the time and people that work with me can vouch for that. Yes, this is how she is. I don't show up differently here than I do somewhere else. I am the same person all the time. Yes, I will tweak and I will be respectful of sometimes, but generally, you guys, I am who I am, and that is has a lot to do with my throat chakra. The throat chakra, which is what we're going to talk about this morning, is my favorite chakra. And it's the one that once we've done all this work down here, right? We've gotten grounded. We feel safe in our body. We are moving through our emotions in a healthy way up in the sacral. We've created these boundaries. We're allowing the pain of traumas to move through us via emotion and to clear out of us. And this is what deep release therapy is about. This is what I'm bringing into my practice. This is what I'm learning right now. I'll be certified in the next 2 weeks because I have to do these practicum things. But it's about releasing those energetic blockages from past trauma, even past lives, right? Even things that happened that you don't remember, okay, is in your body. But once you get a good handle on all that, and then you start to discover who you are in your solar plexus, you start to do the work, and this is the work. This is the work. Last week was the foundation. This week, we focused on energy. We focused on the chakras. So last week, it was about our habits, right? Create a mantra every day. I will feel what today? I will feel good. I will feel excited. I will feel energized. I will commit to my awakening. And I'm going to talk about that too, because if you commit to being awake, you can't go back to sleep. And that's what a lot of us, that's the resistance that we feel when we show up, but then we come back. We show up, but we come back. We show up, something happens, and we come back into our cave, right? Or into our closet. And I'm going to talk about that today because I'm here. I love you guys. I love all of you here. I talk to you, all of you on the side here pretty much that's on here right now. And I'm going to share something with you today that I really want you to hear me. I want you to hear me, and I want you to and listen to me. Hear my words here shortly, okay? But we need to work on the throat chakra first before I say it, so you'll really hear me. And then we thought about our thoughts. Our thoughts are not facts. Every single day you have to be like, and this is how I am. I do this work. So you say, a thought's coming in, somebody pissed us off, and we get present. Okay, all right, my thoughts are not facts. I need, like what's going on. This is mindful existence, right? This is conscious living. You guys, conscious living is fucking hard. It's not easy. I'm going to just say it. I'll go ahead and just say it. We won't work on our throat chakra yet. I want to warn you, and Darla warned me. She didn't warn me, but she's the first one that said, what you're doing is dangerous, or what you're doing can be dangerous. And I was like, well, how is that? And this was like last year, okay? And I know that it's, so, being conscious, choosing to be, okay, wait, there's a difference. Unconsciously being conscious, when you have an awakening and you're waking up and you don't know what's going on. Let me know in the comments if anyone's in that place, because that is who I feel you. When you don't know really what's happening to you in the beginning and everything's just like, oh my God, what's going on? I'm a totally different person. I don't even know what I'm doing. That's scary, right? That's the beginning. Then when we learn that we're awake through the things we resonate with, the people we're talking to, the things that excite us and feel familiar for us. So we're waking up. What happens, and this is what happened with me, this is what happens with all of us. And I did a whole little podcast thing last night about this because I could not wait any longer. Because you guys know the things that have happened over the last the last month, of how many times either I've offended somebody or a very good friend of mine. We got into it, right? And we didn't get into it. I want to rephrase that. She thinks that we did. Me, I was just speaking my truth and standing up for myself, right? But she was emotional and said I hurt her and all this stuff, while I was over here very grounded, no emotion, and was just, this is how it is. And I love you, and you can come back when you're ready. That is a higher self, right? That's us connected to higher self. Emotion, when we are emotional, we have an emotional reaction to something, that's our ego. And when we say, you hurt me, what you did hurt me, that's ego. And I'm going to tell you guys, this is going to happen. Okay? People that you've never stood up to are going to tell you that they hurt you. You have to bypass it, okay? You have to know what's actually happening. People who you've never set boundaries with are going to throw a fit when you do. It's going to happen. People are going to say you offended them when you start to speak your truth. It's going to happen. This is going to, take this as a warning that it will happen. There is no way around it, okay? Your partner who you date, you've been with for a long time, you guys are going to get off the same page. But you can come back on it, but it's going to happen, and then it takes work to come back. This is what we have to deal with. This is what we have to move through when we're waking up. But guess what we like to do? When somebody says, oh my gosh, you just said something, I can't believe you said that, or who are you? your friends you've had forever and you don't resonate with them anymore. And they're like, what? Or here's an example. When you're in addiction and like when I was using stuff, the friends that I had when I was doing that, when I stopped doing it, they were like, oh, who does she think she is? Nikki thinks she's better than us. It's gonna happen, okay? But what happens is when we experience these things, and I'm gonna be doing a live on my regular page. I'm doing it because this is like such a deep thing that this is the work that we're preparing for. We have to be prepared for those things to happen. And when they happen, we're like, yes, I'm doing it. I'm awake. Great. You know? But what happens is that happens, and then we're like, okay, I can't continue waking up. Some days we don't want to be awake because it's not all unicorns, rainbows, roses. It's not. Being conscious and awake is not for the faint of heart. It's just not, okay? But you're here, you're awake, and the reason you are is because you have a very important mission to carry out. You have something so important to do that you have to be awake to do it. You have to know what you're doing, right? You have to be aware of that you are not your body, you are not your thoughts, you are not your emotions, right? Those are the human experience that you have to learn. So I just want to start out by saying that the throat chakra is going to help with this. It's going to help with you to be able to say, this is what I think. And also not to be in that that arrogant type of, well, this is what I think and I'm going to say it. No, it's a different authenticity and genuinity with an underlying feeling of love underneath it, right? We don't want to be arrogant, and we don't want to be like, I'm going to say no because they don't think I can do it, or I'm going to do it because they don't think I can do it. I don't know. Like when we're trying to prove something, that's ego. Okay? This is why I exist for you guys, okay? Is to help you navigate through this stuff. It's going to happen. So you might as well just be like, all right, I know it's going to happen. We'll bring on the bullshit, right? But you're growing. And then also, you're a creator of your stories. Be mindful of how you're speaking and talking. Tell the stories that you're telling, and then being guided by love, okay? So let's get into this with the throat chakra. I did a thing on affirmations the other night. I think, Darla, you were there. Jennifer, you were there. Rachel, I don't think you saw it, but we're doing affirmations differently in this group. I finally figured out, and there are transformational, I'll tell you in a minute what they're called. Transformational something questions, power questions. There we go. Transformational power questions. And when we get into these, I'll tell you. So what is the throat chakra? By the way, I am working with I did have a blue lace agate. I don't know where it went. So I'm just going to use this one, the blue apatite or whatever, however you say it. Oh, here's blue lace agate. Blue lace agate's my favorite throat chakra crystal. And then this is probably my second favorite. But let me go ahead and read this to you guys with the throat chakra, because this right here, if you have any issue with being assertive, or you're assertive, like you think you're a bitch when you're assertive, this is going to help you. Okay? Okay. All right, let's get going. Let's get with this so we can get off of here. So throat chakra, right? It's blue. It's right here at the base of your neck. The element is sound, right? So talking, chanting. I had my singing bowl, that's really the crown chakra up here. But, when we're singing or humming or chanting, okay, the animals are white elephant, whale, wolf. And so now that we've healed all of these earthly matters and we've stepped into our passions, right? We've figured out what our passions are. Or we're getting into them, right? What did you like to do as a child? What can you do for hours at a time, and you don't even know time's passing. All right. It's time to attend to the more spiritual matters of the upper chakras, right? So we have, I have my thing right here, but the lower ones are the matter chakras. The connecting is the heart. And then these are the spiritual chakras. And the first matter is self-expression and communication. That is what the throat governs is self-expression and communication. So we cannot fully connect with the divine, nor, and Jennifer, I know on the other night you said, I want to, like, you don't feel connected, is something that day that you felt. And so when that happens, so we cannot fully connect with the divine nor fulfill our purpose if we struggle to communicate, because so now we know who we are, or at least we're discovering it. We got to communicate that, right? We got to tell people. And this is why I started out with the warnings of being conscious, right? Living as a conscious creator. It's not all, it can be pretty brutal sometimes. And let's not forget, communication keeps civilization together. Darla, you're about community, right? So our communication is what keeps, that's what forms that community. Being able to, paying attention to what we resonate with, that is the throat chakra. Dissonance, like, the opposite of resonance, when we don't resonate with something, that's the throat chakra, right? Telling us, like, nope, that's not where you need to go. And encourages all forms of relationships to thrive. It's challenging to navigate the world without some form of communication. So healthy communication means boldly asserting your thoughts, wants, and needs without being disrespectful to others. I'm going to repeat that because, Darla, when I read that, you know what I was thinking about my situation, because I kept asking, was that wrong of me to speak up about something my friend did while I was on a live one day? And I kept thinking, was that my fault? Did I was I out of line? And I even like highlighted it of like, no, healthy communication, that's what we want, means we can boldly assert our boundaries, right? We can boldly assert our thoughts, wants, and needs, but without being disrespectful to do it. And that's what she did, right? That, to me, it was disrespectful. So here's some themes. So communication, speaking your truth, self-expression, listening your inner voice. And then here's some ways it can be blocked. And I'm doing this very quickly because, I don't want to be on. I want to do these quick. I want us to get on with our day and really show up in it, right? And so this is what becomes when the throat is blocked. Shame or guilt. Shame and guilt blocks all the chakras. When we're feeling shamed, when we're feeling guilty, so people with something to hide don't want witnesses to speak out against them. Okay? Love you. So we'll threaten, shame, or guilt people from speaking. Okay? That's what happens. We were all witness to the power such threatening actions had when the Me Too movement began. For decades, women were too intimidated to speak out against sexual harassment in the workplace. The second one, verbal abuse. Verbal abuse can be just as detrimental as physical abuse. So these are things that can block your throat chakra, all right? Being forced to keep secrets, okay? If somebody is telling you, you can't share that with someone, or you did this and you weren't supposed to, throat chakra. And that is what my friend was to me. I was like, I told her she probably shouldn't be on my lives because that was keeping me, my throat chakra was undone. Not to say she had that power. I'm not giving her that power, but I knew that if I saw her on, I immediately would be like, oh, I have to stop talking. I'm afraid I'm going to say something I'm not supposed to. So that was me. That was something that she did have power over because it's happened so many times. And I want to iterate that when something happens multiple times and someone just is not okay with how you show up or tells you do something wrong multiple times in their world, only they're in your world, in your safe space, that is one of the biggest things. In order to show up in my safe space, I couldn't have her. I told her, and I didn't delete her or anything. She can come when she's ready, but don't tell me what, that I'm so anyway. All right. So being forced to keep secrets, when we're forced, we are blocked from expressing our full inner truth. The secret can be as mundane as not telling a guy that our friend has a crush on him, or as serious as being threatened and remaining silent. Okay. The next one is receiving mixed messages, not allowed to speak during your childhood, and not being heard. All right. Those are things that can block the chakra. So signs of a blocked chakra are social anxiety, compulsive lying, loneliness from being unheard, low self-esteem, anger management, concerns, social phobias or phobias concerning social settings, and then negative self-talk that can lead to depression, anxiety, and other mental health concerns. This is why last week, self-talk is one of the core things to be mindful of. The stories you're telling yourself. It can also be chronic sore throats, gum disease, mouth ulcers, laryngitis, thyroid issues. I talked about it yesterday. Raspy throat, sinus problems, respiratory problems. Okay. So life challenges that manifest because of this blockage is trouble telling the truth or speaking one's inner truth. Issues with public speaking, passive aggressive behavior and communication, unable to communicate effectively, compulsive or pathological lying, having a quiet voice, constantly complaining, or negative talk, difficulty expressing ideas or thoughts, yelling and shouting to be heard. Okay? Like, those are the things. Whenever it's something about us not being able to speak, or, that is our throat chakra. Okay? So the throat chakra and the shadow, when you lie, that's the shadow of the throat chakra, okay? When we persecute others who talk about something, that is the shadow coming out of the throat chakra. When we have passive aggressive communication, like when we feel insecure directly admitting the truth, or when we white lie about something, when we're not listening, when we're yelling and screaming at someone because we don't feel heard, when we are verbally abusing someone else, or talking about them, gossiping, when we're angry. So basically when you feel unheard or ignored, what emotion do you typically feel? You probably feel anger or at least irritation. Now, for me, if I feel unheard, it's their problem. Okay, there's something, they're not hearing me because they're mine. I don't know, something to do with them, right? And then negative self-talk. So some crystals that can help, of course, the Amazonite. I do love Amazonite as well. Lapis lazuli, sodalite, blue kyanite, and blue lace agate. And I can't find my kyanite. All right, let's go into now a couple awesome journal prompts. I'll post them at the top. I'm going to do a whole, we're going to do a thing in the actual group, this will relaunch about chakras, because I feel like we all need a refresher. So I'm creating something now because I want to offer that in the group for anybody that wants to clear their chakras intensively every day for I don't know, we'll figure something out. I'm gonna get in the group and talk. So affirmations: I hear and speak the truth. I am truthful and honest in all my communication. I express myself with clear intent. Okay? All right, you guys, go ahead and take a deep breath. Let's get through this and we'll get going. I know, Jennifer, if you're not at work yet, maybe you're probably listening as you're going. I can't see comments right now, so I just hope that you guys listen to this. So go ahead and find a comfortable spot or just listen to my voice. This is done for you as you're listening to it, okay? I want you to begin with those 3 deep breaths. So just take a deep breath in through your nose, calm your nervous system, and then out through your mouth, and stretch your arms. And this is the mindful morning part of stretching, getting present, getting quiet. And then taking another deep breath in. And one more. And my neck, feeling my neck around my throat chakra. I'm just I need it to relax. And then just paying attention to your breath. So if a thought comes up, if this is new for you, just come back to your breath, okay? And I want you to bring your attention to a blue light. It's glowing right there in front of your throat chakra, glowing in your throat. And I want you to notice the brilliant blue light it emits and how it feels. So just how does that blue light at your throat feel? Close your eyes if they're not already closed, and just focus on that part. It might feel tingly, it might feel cool. Mine feels warm. It just does. It could feel prickly. Just paying attention to those subtle little sensations in the front of your throat, right down at the base. So it's this little, whatever this is right here. I don't know what you call it. And then notice the brilliant blue light it emits and how it feels. So seeing that blue light in your mind's eye and just imagining that blue light at your throat. So don't even say, I won't even say visual, but I'll say imagine that blue light there. And do you feel tension in your throat? Do you feel, is your throat scratchy right now? Is it feel tight? Does it feel constricted? Does it hurt? Do you have a sore throat right now? And so I want you to, do you feel tension in your throat as though your words and thoughts are struggling to get out? Or does the energy feel free and flowing? I just want you to take note of any sensations you experience. And then I want you to allow this blue light, you can even see them as like little swirls around. And again, this goes, so it's like a funnel in the front, a funnel in the back. So it's connected to the top of your spine, and it's going out the front and out the back. So you see these little blue swirls in that chakra, and it's clearing out all the negative, all the things, the opinions and the thoughts that you've had about questioning yourself if you should share a truth or not, or feeling like your opinions don't matter. And just allow this blue light to swirl and clear out any blockages. And so once your throat feels unblocked, allow the blue light to cover your entire neck or even your full head. Like, so we could even see it as, and I think as communication in our ears too, as hearing and listening. Our throat chakra is connected to our ears, to our hearing. And so even clearing out our spiritual hearing, and I go up to the site, which is kind of in the third eye. But this is what I do. I will take so I'll see the white light or the blue light, the little streams of light that's clearing and clearing my spiritual hearing, clearing out my spiritual voice, going up into my eyes, clearing out my eyes, clearing out my nose, clearing out any negative thoughts in my head. And this is going up into the third eye. But saying those words, I'm clearing out my communication to have a healthy communication. So then I can show up, I can have healthy communication, I can assert my needs, my wants, my desires, my thoughts, my ideas with an underlying unconditional love and with respect. And I just set that affirmation or that intention with my communication today, and then also for me to be mindful of what it is I'm saying, mindful of who is around me, and also just mindful of the fact that I have a right to speak my truth just as everyone else does. Like, you have a right to speak up just as the next person does. And so to also remember that over everything else. That as long as you're coming from love and you're not trying to hurt anyone, honestly, there's nothing you can say that's going to be, that's going to do anything. So after we do all that, we clear the blockages. This light is giving you the power to speak your truth. There's no reason to hide or act small today. You're safe and have the power to speak your mind. You deserve to speak up and be heard. And so while we're absorbing this healing of the blue light, I want you to say those affirmations that we just said, but also we'll just go ahead and repeat a couple of these. So I hear and speak the truth. I express myself with clear intent. I let my voice be heard. I express my creativity with ease. I do no harm with my words. And you can also chant, hum, or sing. So today, if you like to hum or sing, any form of vocal expression is welcome here. And if you have the sudden urge to say something or vocalize, that means your soul is crying out to be heard. What does it want to say today? What does your soul want to say today? That is really what this could possibly help you with today. So take note of the words and affirmations your soul longs to speak. What is something that you have been keeping from or not saying because of the fear of the reaction? Or, what have you not been doing in fear at all? Fear of anything. And then when you're ready, when you're finished, just when you allow the energy to condense again to your throat, you can see it as a balm. So just coat your throat muscles with this glittering blue light all over your throat and your ears and just the lower half of your jaw. That's where that control is at. So just relaxing that, but knowing that you have this light at your throat all day, and it's there to protect you and to support you. And so know that it will always be available to you in the matters of communication. So we're going to thank our throat chakra for this time and for supporting us with communication. And then just take another deep breath in. And then open your eyes. And you can do that however you want to do that moving forward. It's your chakra, right? It's your throat chakra. So, all right, you guys, I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. I'm going to jump over into my personal page. I might jump over. I don't know, I'm going to be showing up more in the Soul Relaunch this week. I'm going to keep this pop-up group open because I have some other things I'm going to share with you. I'm going to pick one more person on Sunday. I'm getting ready to go. That's what I'm going to talk about in the Soul Relaunch. To do this. And then also, if you haven't printed this out, okay, and I have check marked all the way to day 10. So day 10 is checked off. If you guys did any work on the weekends, go ahead and you check off more. All right. I'm going to keep on all year long. You're going to see this paper come out every month. Okay. And we're going to use it in the membership as well. Okay. So, all right, guys, love you. Have a good day today.